Colonial Sports Center.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Colonial Sports Center. My name is Colby Shore and alongside me is Casey Irwine. Casey, we have a jam-packed show tonight because spring has sprung and we got to talk about spring sports.
Yeah, spring has sprung with the rain today, pouring down rain, but still lots of sports going on. You got softball still, you've got lacrosse, you've even got golf today. We've got a lot of stuff, and you've even got more basketball news.
That's right, and we have a live interview for you today, but let's kick the show off with some lacrosse. The women's lacrosse team started the season as cold as the temperatures were on Saturday, as they only had one win in 5 tries. To turn their season around, they look to take down Queens in their first matchup ever, as Queens is new to Division I. Let's head up to Joe Allen Stadium and find out how this game went. And again, it is the Colonials versus the Royals. We'll see who will be the Royal in this one. Moving on to the first half in Joe Walton Stadium. Nothing here. Lily Hayden's going to send a beautiful pass here, and Jordan Anderson's going to take it, send a side shot into the back of the net. 1-0, her second of the year. You might see that later in top plays. Alexi Flores is behind the net now, sends it in, and Stephanie Joyce, her 9th of the year, making it 2-1, and the Royals were not going down. Shannon Kingston sends a rocket into the back of the net, saying, "Don't stop me now, and let me be a ruler," as we are tied at 5. Royals not going down quietly. 5-5 now. Hayden goes to the defender with defenders draped all over, sends it back to the net. 6-5 Colonials. They were rocking the Royals at that point. Second half now. Kelsey Nelson is going to send it to, of course, Jenna Irwin into the back of the net, making it 8-5, telling the Royals to call her Queen. Oh, excuse me. Telling the Royals to call her Queen Bee. Moving on now, Chelsea Coleman cuts through the defenders, making it 9-5 as she makes Sharon Muffin stay a long one. That also might be on top 5 plays. 11-8 now. Donovan again, she cuts through the defense. She's gonna score here, as you see, and the Royals were not going down, making it 11-9, and the game was not over yet. Kaylin Future gets a beautiful pass over the net, buries it in, and the Royals cut it to 1 with 1:17 left. Who will win this one? And after a crazy few seconds where the Colonials got an illegal substitution to get a stop on defense, win the game 11-10, saying, "We will be your ruler to the Queens," as they take the first matchup ever 11-10.
And what a game that was. And sticking with the women's lacrosse, as a result of that game, 2 women's lacrosse members won awards for their performances this week. Let's look at what they won this week. As you can see here, Mid-American Conference Weekly Awards went to Lily Halen and Jamie Keller. Lily Hayden Offensive Player of the Week, 3 goals, 2 assists, 6 shots on goal. And Jamie Keller Defensive Player of the Week, 11 saves, 21 shots on goal, and a .524 save percentage. Colby, what do you think of their performances throughout this week? You just talked about their game.
Lily Hayden had a great game, 3 goals, 2 assists. I was there taking photos for Colonial Sports Network. She looked dominant out there. Nobody could stop her. And Jamie Keller, when the lights were brightest, the Colonials needed the most, made the saves. They got a big win. I think they both are really deserving of these awards.
And now, as we move on to men's lacrosse here, earlier in the week, they went to Joe Walton Stadium to play the Jacksonville Dolphins, the number 11 Jacksonville Dolphins. In fact, so an intense matchup up there. RMU was 5-2 all-time coming in, so let's see how they fared against a top team in the nation. And into the first half here, even though it's spring, snow is falling down and RMU is freezing up early, down 3-1. It goes out here, shot on goal, bounces up, falls to Dylan Watson for the Dolphins, and he puts it right away. And you can see here, save pops up, no Colonials tracks the ball, an easy finish in the end for Dylan Watson. And now here we go with RMU. Second quarter, McLeod picks it up. Spinorama shoots it near post goal. What a play that was by McLeod. Might see that one later. And now Waldbaum does his own spin for the Dolphins. He does a quick shot and scores. Surprise underhand shot there. And now into the second half. Clark for RMU gets it across to Peltier. And he runs inside and scores. Similar to play what we saw from the women's lacrosse team earlier. RMU sticking in it. Liam Keane now, he's going to get it from the crease. Runs back in and backhand goal. RMU sticking around with number 11 Jacksonville. Liam Keane in his 3rd game. And now breaking on the counterattack. Jacksonville, 5 seconds left. Dylan Watson, another goal. He was on fire. And what a goal that was. And no, they can't do it again, right? 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Cap gets the face-off. Here they come down the field to Watson in the same position, scores. Are you kidding me? And that's how the game would finish up. RMU would not score another. Dylan Watson would score 6 goals, as many as RMU, as they would fall 12-6.
I thought they played hard. There's a lot of opportunities out there. I think when we watch the film, we're going to be kicking ourselves a little bit. We left a little bit on the table, right? But the effort was there, the energy was there, right? And against an opponent like that, right, every mistake you make, they're going to make you pay for it, right? And you got to cash in on your opportunities. And fortunately, we weren't able to do that today.
Now to break down more of the game, two of our best lacrosse analysts, Cameron Cariola and Nathan Breisinger, were at Joe Walton Stadium. So let's see what they have for us.
Here at Joe Walton Stadium, Nathan Breisinger and Cam Cariola, after a doubleheader weekend for men's and women's lacrosse, as they go deeper into their schedule. Now, the women's team was up first. They had Queens. Cam, you were there at the game, taking it in. What were your thoughts sort of on the 11-10 victory that they came away with?
Yeah, it was a great game, very close. Colonials had the lead late, almost let it slip away. A lot of streaky runs for the Colonials. 5 goals in the first, 4 goals in the third, but only 1 goal in the second and fourth quarter.
Now, it's been a little bit of a rough season for the Colonials. They got their first win against Gardner-Webb, which happened to be the first game that Jenna Irwin was back. Now, she didn't have any goals in the middle game versus Canisius, but now 4 goals against Queens. What has she done to help this team sort of since she's been back?
Yeah, it's great to have your leading goal scorer come back to join the team through the season. They were struggling on offense early on, and now that she's back, 6 goals in 2 games. She's played in 3. Just great to have her back. And it helps on the back end with Jamie Keller coming back to the MAC goaltender of the year that we know they have.
And speaking of Jamie Keller, she wins MAC goaltender of the week, or defensive player of the week rather, and then Lily Haddon wins offensive player of the week in the MAC. She had 3 goals against Queens. What was her performance like?
Yeah, it was a great performance. It just, with a lot of great pieces around you, it makes everything easier, and the entire team contributed, and Lily Haddon had 3 of her own.
Yeah, now looking at the men's, they took on Jacksonville, number 11 in the nation coming into that game, and the Dolphins, they were a big problem for the Colonials. 12-6 the final, RMU lost, and just wasn't that good of a game. The Colonials never could put really anything together. Dylan Watson, 9 points for the Dolphins, was a big time playmaker, 6 goals for him.
Yeah, it was very tough for the Colonials to get started, going down early, I believe, and just a tough outing against a really good team who's been playing some great opponents and even pulled off an upset against Duke.
Yeah, and the Colonials saw some goals from Liam Keane, had a few goals, Taggart Clark, Elliot Holden had a nice goal, but Dylan Watson was the player of the game easily, and head coach Craig McDonald stated that, he was a guy they were watching on, but anytime he gets the ball on his stick, he can score, and that's exactly what he did. He scored 2 goals in the span of 4 seconds. Unreal. He scored with 1 second on the clock to end the third quarter, so it was a tough go-around for the Colonials, and Nate Randall played good, but it was just too much to handle for the Colonials.
So, Nate, with the men's team dropping the last 3 in a row, what do they need to do to get back on track?
I think they just need to be a little bit more consistent. They've obviously found some goal scoring from a couple guys. David Burr specifically has been huge. He's tied with 13 goals with Taggart Clark to lead the team, but he was scoreless against the Dolphins, so that was something that was missing there. And just they need to be a little bit better defensively. I think, you have Owen Down and James Leary back there, 2 stalwarts of the team, but, not as good against Jacksonville because, Jacksonville just a really good opponent in number 11. Probably one of the better teams in ASUN. They're new to the conference as well, so seeing a couple new teams, but the Colonials, they have Cleveland State coming up. Cleveland State's 3-2 on the year. They had 2 losses early to Notre Dame and Ohio State, both ranked teams. Now they've won 3 straight against Canisius, St. Bonaventure, and Lindenwood. All 3 teams that the Colonials either have faced or will play later in the year in Lindenwood. And RMU's 4-0 all time against Cleveland State. So I think just a little bit more consistency. I think Nate Randall has been fine back there in goal. They just need to find a little bit more consistency, I think, on the offensive production side of things.
Yep, and what else can we expect this weekend?
Obviously, you have Cleveland State on Saturday for the men's lacrosse team, and then the women's team, UC Davis, coming in on Sunday.
Yeah, looking to make it 2 in a row. The last one before they start some action, and let's hope they can make it back-to-back wins.
Now, Cam Macario and Nate Breisinger reporting from Joe Walton Stadium for Colonial Sports Center.
Thank you, Nate and Cam. And now when we come back, we'll be looking at how softball did this week, as well as a live exclusive in-studio interview with a member of the track and field team. Stick around only here on Colonial Sports Network.
30.
Give away.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Gamer, run down.
1.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. That's CHC women's basketball.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's something that can count on to be free. If it's one place
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. It may have been raining outside, but softball was not delayed as they took on Detroit Mercy in an odd series where the Colonials took game one, fell in the other, and the other game got rained out. So they took the hour and 41-minute drive to Akron to take on the Zips to zap the season into high gear and a doubleheader, and we're going to show you both games right now. In game one, the Zips took it 2-1. Avery Witchell had a single and an RBI. Jane Garver had 6 in a second inning and 2 strikeouts. Akron, though, takes it 2-1. Alexi Deville with the win, 7 innings and 7 strikeouts.
Well, Colby, that one was close, but this next one was not. As you can see here, Colonials fall 13-4. Despite what you may think, those are parentheses. That does not say 15 innings. It says 5. You can see Alexis Campbell, a home run, 3 RBIs for the Zips. RMU never really in that game. But to hear more about it, we've got Cam Wickline in studio to hear what happened in those games.
That's right. Cam Wickline is joining me now, our top softball analyst. Cam, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So, what are your takeaways against Detroit Mercy? What did you take away in the 2 games they played?
Honestly, in the first game they played, it was just nothing short of stellar on both sides of the ball. They really killed it on the offensive side. 10 hits, 7 runs. That's more than enough for your pitcher. But whenever your pitcher pitches the way that Dana Vatakis did, you don't need it. She went 7 innings, 4 hits, 0 walks, 0 runs, really just dominated Detroit Mercy from the start to finish. But then the second game was the total opposite. Pitching was okay, not great, but not horrible. The offense was just totally gone. 3 hits, scoring 1 run. It was the reason they lost the game. You're not going to win many games only scoring 1 run, and it was just a big difference between the 2 games.
Now moving on to the series that we just talked about, Akron, they lost both games of the doubleheader. What happened in Akron? What went wrong for the Colonials?
This might surprise you, but I'm honestly going to say that I really don't think a ton went wrong in that series. I know the scores are going to tell you a little different. The only real issue I had in that series was Madison DeVault going 3 innings, giving up 10 runs. She's supposed to be the Colonials' second best arm this year. That's really not something you want to see, but that first game was kept very close. And with who they had playing, they didn't have all of their starters going in either game. So the fact they kept it close without all their starters in the first game, really not all that concerning. And then in the second game, they scored 4 runs, again, with not all their starters against Akron, who you would consider to be a better opponent than who they're probably going to play in the Horizon League, probably other than Oakland. So scoring 4 runs there, again, something I'm really happy with. The only bad thing I'm going to take away from that series is the way Madison DeVault pitched, but she's pitched very well throughout, other than that this season, so not really worried about it.
So pitching may need to improve as the season goes along. But moving on, what can they change to make sure that things go well against Green Bay as the Horizon League season continues?
Honestly, like I just told you, the pitching's been very good. Dana Vatakis has been good. Madison DeVault has been very good. They're doing more than enough to win them games. The thing they need to change is they need to start impacting the ball with just a little bit of power. They have 1 home run on the season. That's not going to get the job done. They're not hitting very many doubles or triples at all. It's really just been a lot of walks and a lot of singles, and it's not letting them put up any crooked numbers in their innings. They're not really getting any big innings. They're more scoring 1 run, maybe 2 an inning. And obviously they're not going to score every single inning. If they did that, they'd probably go win a national championship, and that's just unrealistic. So that's not exactly what's going on. They need to start really just impacting the ball for a little more power, and then getting those crooked numbers, scoring a lot more runs whenever they get their chances when they do come. If that happens, I think this team is going to probably win the Horizon League championship pretty easily.
Cam Wickline, thank you for joining me. Make sure to check him out on Line Under the Left with Nate Fennell and Zach Jones. Cam, thanks again.
Now, I'm excited because it is officially golfing season, and the RMU golf team took a nice drive down to Maryland for the Carpetbagger Classic. Let's see if their drives were just as nice as the one to Maryland. And you can see coming up here, there might have been a few putter throws by Robert Morris as they tied ninth for total strokes of 610 plus 34, just could not find the green, and not an overall great performance to start the season. Can pick it up, obviously. The weather's going to get nicer, but really I'm just happy that golf's around finally.
Yeah, well, now let's see how individuals took in that. Leon Hentz from Fairleigh Dickinson, under 4 in that one. He really took it home, and Brandon Gillis tied for second from Rhode Island, under 3. Otherwise, for the Colonials, not great. Chase Miller, over 3, and Alex Seld, he was over 8. So a lot of work to do, but the Colonials still a lot of time, as you were saying. It's the beginning of the season. Let's see where they go from here.
Yeah, very excited for that. And now I know a lot of you are excited for this, as Nate Fennell is now sitting down with RMU track and field member Gracie Parker ahead of their first outdoor meet. Nate, run away with it.
Hi, Gracie. First, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. So you were able to set personal records in the 60-meter dash and 60-meter hurdle during the Horizon League Championship. First, how did that make you feel, and then how will you be able to take those accomplishments moving forward with you into the outdoor season?
Yeah, so first, it felt great setting those personal records. Last year I was out for the whole season, the whole entire year, so I just took this indoor season as a way for me to get back on track and see where I'm at. So I was happy with my times, and I'm just looking forward to take that into outdoor as well.
And then, obviously you participate in multiple events, so which one is your favorite to participate in?
I would definitely say hurdles.
Hurdles?
Yeah.
All right, that's a good pick. And then, obviously with the hurdles, what first got you involved with those?
So my brother, he did track as well, and he was a hurdler, so I kind of wanted to take after him because I saw him doing it, and he was pretty good at it. So I was like, oh, maybe I can do that too.
Well, you're pretty good at it too. So, do you have any pre-meet rituals you like to do to get yourself ready?
I don't have any rituals really. I have to listen to music, and I do have to wear certain sweatpants.
Is there an artist or genre type before you like to listen to?
No.
No?
It can be anything, honestly.
Music?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then I want to flash back a couple of years when you were making a decision on which college you were going to go to. What drew you to RMU?
Firstly, the location. It was the perfect distance from home. If I ever needed to drive home, I could, but I was also away as well. And also, I really liked the track program, and it's a business school, and my major is business management, so that was just a great opportunity right there.
Gotcha. Definitely seems like a good fit.
Yeah.
And then my final question for you, if you won the lottery tomorrow, what would you do with the money?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say I would save it, but honestly, I would probably buy a house and I would travel.
All right. And then how are you looking forward to the Carnegie Mellon Invitational?
It's going to be a nice rest buster for the outdoor season, our first outdoor meet. So again, picking up kind of where we left off for indoor. I'm hoping, we can have some good times.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us, Gracie. And now let's send it back over to Colby and Casey.
Thank you so much for that, Nate and Gracie. And when we come back, we're going to kick it with some soccer right here on Colonial Sports Center.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Now we're going to send out to Samantha Dutch, who headed out to the men's soccer team practice to get a better view on new head coach Jonathan Potter's goals for the team. Sam, kick it off.
Welcome to Joe Walton Stadium, where Robert Morris men's soccer will be pressing their luck in a doubleheader against West Virginia Wesleyan and Wheeling. The team is under new leadership with head coach Jonathan Potter as they prepare for their fall season. After Coach Jason O'Keefe stepped down to be with his son in North Carolina, the Colonials brought on new head coach Jonathan Potter on December 21st of last year, and he begins to adjust to the team.
Yeah, it's a mature group. We really enjoyed working with them so far this spring. The guys work extremely hard, and they've been really receptive to different ideas. And yeah, we're excited about kind of where we're headed for the fall season.
Potter came to the Colonials after spending the last 7 seasons as head coach of Presbyterian in Clinton, South Carolina. He speaks on behalf of the new staff and how they're using the drive of the squad after their loss against Oakland in penalty kicks to take them to the next level.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep them focused but also calm in kind of what they're trying to do. And you know, we've been really focusing in on adversity moments, how we handle that, and how we respond to moments that maybe don't go our way, because we know there'll be those experiences in the fall, and we can take those from this spring to try to improve. I think they have a bitter taste in their mouth from how the season ended at Oakland last year, and just right from day one since I've met them, just this really burning desire and drive to do better, to advance and try to improve. So it's been really exciting for me to see.
The team kicked off their 2023 spring slate on February 26th against Akron, and their doubleheader this past Sunday against West Virginia Wesleyan and Wheeling. They won against West Virginia Wesleyan 2-1 and tied Wheeling with the scoreless 0-0.
We're looking pretty good. It's a lot different from O'Keefe's tactics versus his, but I feel like the team right now is coming together, and so far it feels really good to get out there and play with the guys again. Coaching staff is kind of similar from what I feel like they're very people oriented. Like they like to really get with the team, talk, and make sure they have that good bond with everybody. And like tactically, it's kind of almost the same system. There's definitely like some variations that are much different, but overall it's pretty similar.
Logan and his brother Chase came to RMU last year with Coach O'Keefe, and it was a shock to them when he announced he was stepping down. But he told them to put everything into the new coach.
It's just business as usual. Like, yeah, I came with O'Keefe because he recruited me back in my old school. So whenever he left, he basically just told me, hey, just put all your admiration and all your thoughts to the new coach. Make sure you implement his new tactics. Make sure the guys are coming around and supporting him, because he's coming into a new team, new players, and we just all need to come around him. That's what he told me.
Getting acclimated to the squad and getting in some reps in spring play, Coach Potter talks about what he's most excited for in the fall.
Just the opportunity to compete again, represent Robert Morris, the opportunity to compete in a very competitive league. And these guys are hungry to do really well. So I'm excited to be a part of that.
Continuing their spring training, the Colonials will face Pittsburgh City United and Davis and Elkins on Sunday and have 2 more doubleheaders the following 2 weekends. For Colonial Sports Center, I'm Sam Dutch.
Thank you, Sam. And now on to the biggest piece of news in Colonial sports this week, as surprisingly and shockingly, junior guard Enoch Cheeks decided he would enter the transfer portal out of the men's basketball team. And he was supposed to be the main guy next season, and he's gone cold.
He is gone, and after starting slow with 15 games played and about 5 points per game, we really saw him pick it up last year with 32 games played, 9.2 points per game, and then this year he exploded. But unfortunately, he's going to transfer, and that means a really big hole offensively for the Colonials. At this point, you might want to look out for Stephon Walker, but what do you think this means for the Colonials to lose such a player?
I mean, they're already losing a lot. They're losing Khalil Spear, they're losing Michael Green. A few other transfers that weren't as big, but Enoch Cheeks was supposed to be the man next year. And now he's gone, so it's going to be down to other players such as TJ Wainwright or any new. It's going to come down to the transfer window for RMU as well. They're going to need to bring in some people and freshmen as well.
Porter will be very big for the Colonials. Stephon Walker, TJ Wainwright, All of those players are going to be needed next year as the Colonials look to improve on a quarterfinal stint in the Horizon League. But when we come back, it's the top moment of the show. Everything you love on Colonial Sports Center, the top 5 plays of the week right here.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this like deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Now, we know everybody's ready for top 5 plays, so we aren't going to wait anymore. Let's get right into it, Casey, with the top 5 plays of the week right here on Robert Morris campus. And we're going to start with men's lacrosse taking on 11th ranked Jacksonville. Nick Peltier dishes it to Tiger Clark. He scores while a guy is draped all over him. Are they the Dolphins or the Killer Whales?
You might get deja vu on this one. As now we go to women's lacrosse as Chelsea Coleman here. She's got the ball and she's going to swing on through the Queens defense like Spider-Woman and whips it in for an electric goal for the women's lacrosse team. Those two goals almost exactly alike.
Moving on to number 3, sticking with RMU versus Queens, Lily Haddon passes to Jordan Anderson. She's going to take it all the way to the net. A little side shot there, puts it in. Colonials would make it 1-0, and they would win this game, and a nice goal there to start it off for the Colonials.
Big win there, big goal there for the women's lacrosse team. But now we go back to men's lacrosse, and you've seen this play before. McLeod, spinorama 360, near post shot for the goal. What an incredible play that was. He was their snow angel for a few minutes there before eventually they got blown out anyways, but a special goal for McLeod right there.
We played lacrosse or hockey because McLeod may not know. Number 1, Liam Kane, his 5th of the year. He's just going to run around, and that's the best way I can say it. Throws it in the back of that. He will score. Makes it 8-5. Was not enough as the 11th ranked Dolphins won that one. Casey, what's your game to watch?
Well, we've got 2 exciting games to watch after those exciting top 5 plays. For me, I'm going to say men's lacrosse versus Cleveland State Vikings on Saturday. RMU has never lost to Cleveland State. Liam Keane only played in 3 games, but he's got 9 points this season.
And I think you should check out the softball team taking on Green Bay right here this week. Dana Vategas 3-5 on the year, 3.12 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, and it's been a good year for the softball team. Let's see if they can pick it up.
Yeah, both those games should be exciting to watch. Kobe, what are you most excited about this spring for the sports?
For the what was that one more time?
For spring sports, what are you most excited
Spring sports, I'm going to say softball, getting all the way to the to the finals in the Horizon League and falling. I think they can get back and even win it this year. What about you?
For me, I just got to say golf. I said before, I'm just a golf guy myself, and I'm just really excited to see all the golf.
All the golf. Casey might join the team next year, but for everybody upstairs and downstairs, thank you so much for watching.